Spawn, spawn, spawn. Spawn is on. So the bass have started spawning. You could see them in the clear water, but you can't see them in the murky water. Obviously, there's some murky water in the Glaize. It's already 65, 66, 67 degrees. There's a lot of water that is 62, 63. All from the Grand Glaize Bridge to past the toll bridge, past Shawnee Bend, and I haven't been to the dam. Now, up the river, it's about the same, 62, 63 degree water. And by the end of the afternoon, we're seeing almost 65. So, the spawn is on. They are trying to spawn. We have a lot of water flow in the lake right now. So, they're obviously going to spawn wherever they can get protected kind of out of the current. And so the crappie have been spawning for a couple weeks. There's still a lot moving in. So, if you find a bass on the bed right now, they're early spawners. I was trying to remember when the last time I saw some fish spawn this early. It's been 5 or 6 years, but this is pretty normal, really. I think these are the earliest ones. And the bass are going to try to spawn all the way through the phase of the moon will dictate a lot of the big wave that will come in. But the water temp is there right now, so they're going to be trying to do their thing here for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Now, the water level has kind of dropped again, so they started pulling a lot of water, which worries me with these early spawners. Hopefully they kind of know they've not to put their beds real shallow. Some of them will be so shallow that I don't think they're going to pull the water out from under them and they'll be dry, but some of those fish that have beds in like 2 feet right now, they're going to get pretty shallow if they keep dropping the water. I don't think that's going to affect the spawn a whole lot, but it is something to think about. I don't know if the males will abandon those nests or just stay up there real shallow and do their thing. But you got to be in the clear water to see them. So anywhere in the Glaize, you can't really see them. Anywhere, any main lake from like Tantera up, it's kind of really hard to see them. You can get in the back of the creeks up there and you can see them, but it's not easy. So if you really love to sight fish and on the beds, then you really need to be from the toll bridge past Shawnee, go towards the dam, and then somewhat into the gravois where you can see them on the beds. That's what you like to do. It's a lot of fun, so find a protected pocket. It could be off the main lake, it could be in the back of the creeks. They just find their comfortable area where they could spawn, and they like a lot of stuff over their head. So walkways, big horizontal logs, brush piles, and right next to where they can kind of be in the sun for a lot of the part of the day. So those eggs have to get some sunlight to incubate, I guess. So I'm not a scientist, so I don't know how it all works, but I know they want to be comfortable and they want to be protected. So they're not going to be right in the current. They're not going to be, where that sunlight can't penetrate. So all you got to do is look around. Now, if you're up there where you can't see them or you're in the Glaize, I like to throw a buzzbait or something that really makes them mad. You can catch spawning fish off all types of different lures. So that's a way to catch a really big fish that's on the bed. You don't know that they're there, but you find spots where you think they're spawning, run that buzzbait through there. You can get them to react at least. Maybe if you don't hook them, throw it back in with a black and blue rage bug or a D-bomb or a good old school black and blue lizard. Maybe a black neon tube. Stuff like that, a plastic that you like, that they will bite on your second cast or after you've located where you think some fish are. The crappie right now are absolutely on fire still. It's just lights out, main lake, backs. There are some big females that haven't spawned yet that are staging really, really close to where the males are making their nest. When you get real shallow, you're catching a lot of those real black males. They're still white crappie, but they're just darkened up. They're real pretty and green and black and purple. There's just all kinds of colors on them. And they're pretty easy to catch. So your regular crappie jigs, just something that shows up well in the water clarity that you're at. So pink heads, purple and chartreuse tubes, any kind of Bobby Garland that pops really good. The bluegrass, like Lake Fork Trophy Lures bluegrass, it's been working real good. It's got a blue belly and a chartreuse back on it. I like that one. And then you can always take like a monkey milk color and dab it up with some chartreuse, and that works really good. Anything's working right now. It's a time you can just cover water with a Roadrunner down the bank and just reel it in. I like that because you can cover a lot of water and you can fish a lot of different areas that you might not normally fish while you're crappie fishing. So I tend to go to my brush piles and go from there. But right now you do not need the brush. You can just go down the bank, a real good sunny spawning looking bank, whether it's on the main lake or in the back of the coves, and you can still catch them. Seems to not really make a difference either with the muddy water or the clear water. They're pretty much everywhere. So don't be afraid to go if it looks like chocolate milk. They're still catching them big time. That's about it. The snagging is still going on. It seems like everyone's got it dialed in now, either live scoping or dragging dipsy divers to where you can really target some monster fish right now. So I don't know the exact zone. I know that they're catching a lot way up by the 70-mile marker and then coming back down. I know you can catch them everywhere, but I think that 70 is a real good zone right now. And they're catching some giants. So if you still want to get in some snagging, that's very much doable here for the next, I guess, don't have much time, about another week, and then that'll be over. And then the mushrooms are pretty good around the lake, so you can actually go on the trails. Now, don't quote me on the legal side of how far you can get off trails in the state park or any of that. I think you're supposed to be pretty near the trails. Don't be going out anywhere you want to go, but you can walk a lot of trails around PB2 and look at the campgrounds. In Pin Oak, there's some primitive campgrounds. You can always park down there and walk, and you can go and walk all these trails, and they have a lot of mushrooms. So they've probably been pretty picked out by now, but new ones are coming up all the time. So it's a great time to get out there and walk, and then go get your buddies to let you go out there and turkey hunt somewhere. The Ozarks is just the place to be right now. So water temps, like I said, anywhere from 62 in the morning to 65, 67 in the afternoons. Water flow is pretty steady on the lake, and a lot of murky chocolate milk in the major river arms. So you're going to have to just do your research and be ready for anything. We're going to have rain one day and bluebird skies the next. So it's springtime. It's one of the best times to be here. Everybody in the Anglers in Action, looking at 4 gobblers strutting over one hen right now. That is really cool. Oh, I need to go turkey hunting. Anglers in Action is this weekend, so we'll see probably stupid weights lots of limits over 20 pounds. There's a veterans tournament. I think that's all booked up. It's kind of a private tournament, but there is a veterans crappie tournament out of the wet spot. And then there is a Red Fox tournament out of Red Fox Bar and Grill there at the 50-mile marker. So that's $100 to get in. That is on Saturday. I think they'll take off at daylight. They do a big breakfast in the morning and then weigh-ins at 3 o'clock. That's a team tournament. Pretty much anybody can enter that. And then, like I said, the big one's on Sunday. Anglers in action. So good luck to everyone. Good luck with your crappie. Good luck with your turkeys. Good luck snagging. Good luck. You could do a Ozarks Grand Slam. You could have some morel mushrooms for breakfast, and you can fry up some turkey nuggets for lunch, and then for dinner have some crappie and some spoonbill off the smoker, and then some crappie fillets for dinner. Man, that sounds like a lot of grease, but maybe you can bake some or blacken some in a cast iron. I don't know. Anyway, be safe out there, and thanks for listening.